If we can get by with Google Translate to interpret meetings for us, and ChatGPT can help us translate a menu when we're abroad, do we really need to learn a language in the age of AI? Hi, I'm Lindsay, a language learning expert passionate about helping you learn languages better so you can focus on the big dreams that knowing that language will give you. And in this video, I'm going to share why it is still worth learning a language in the age of AI, and I'm going to give you a little something that will help you bring AI into your language learning. I'm going to be co-hosting a webinar to talk all about this with the hosts of AI Language Club, Josh and Kirsten. If you're watching this in time, check the link for the description to sign up for your free registration. And if it's already happened by the time you see this, no worries. You can still find out more and join AI Language Club at the other link in the description. The first thing that only we can do, that the AI cannot help us do by just giving us words automatically, is that learning another language increases tolerance. But why does this matter? Well, when you increase your tolerance, it helps you to understand yourself better, the others around you better, and the world. Literally, you will have an increased understanding of why we all are the way we are, why we're different, why we're the same, how we're different, and why that actually matters. That is just so powerful. And yeah, sure, we could ask AI, how can I be more tolerant, or why should I be more tolerant? But we don't experience that until we do something like learn another language and then put it into practice. Besides, multilingual globally is the norm. Do not be left behind as a monolingual. I know that a big cause of hate and division right now in the world is essentially what it comes down to: fear of the unknown, right? Now, for me, when I travel, when I go somewhere new, one of the ways that I like to reduce that fear of the unknown is making the unknown less unknown, right? So it's not just about speaking, right? It's also, especially for me, I really feel this, I love to be able to understand the world around me. So if I can read the language, if I know what it says on the shop fronts or on the road signs, all of that stuff, if I can piece that together, I feel so much more comfortable, and the world around me is then less unknown, and thus less fear, and thus less hate, more tolerance. It's a beautiful thing. The second point I wanted to raise here is that learning another language increases your confidence. And again, you can't get that from just asking AI to translate it for you. That is something that is going to come from within. Well, why does this matter? Well, I think all of us would say, yeah, I'd love to be more confident, right? So whatever way we can increase that is a good thing. And one of the big things is mistakes. We talked about fear of the unknown being a reason for hate. Fear of mistakes is a reason for low confidence when it comes to using another language. So when you're practicing this and you are constantly having to make mistakes to make that progress, that fear becomes smaller as well, and then the confidence increases. This is what we want. We need to make mistakes to increase that confidence. It is the just most essential part of learning another language. And if you're thinking, no, I don't, I've been learning for ages and I still can't speak, here we go. I have something for you. So in Language Life, we work together to develop something that I call a solo speaking habit. It is very simple. It is exactly what the name might suggest to you. This means that you build up a habit of speaking solo. That means you're not having to wait for your next lesson until you speak. You just remain silent. You do your reading, you do your textbook, but you don't speak until your lesson. No. It means that you are speaking in between as well, and you're speaking to yourself. You're getting in the practice that you need so that when you are speaking to someone in real life, a real person, then you feel a bit more confident because you've had the practice with those words, right? You feel better about doing it when someone is stood in front of you. So you need to develop that solo speaking habit. And what's really cool with AI is that this is something that AI can help you do. There's so many of those apps, often for like specific languages, that will help you to get better at pronunciation and speaking and all of that stuff. But I think as well, like, we don't need to get that complex. Just using something that has existed for years already, like Google Translate, to speak into Google Translate rather than type. That is practicing your speaking. That is speaking solo, and it's getting feedback from the technology to help you to do that. And so this is where AI becomes actually a tool for good in our languages, rather than this thing that we need to think, well, If that exists, I don't need to bother anymore. And language learning, it gives us transferable skills. Now I'm talking about everything from increased patience to time management to goal setting to keeping those goals to all of the mindset stuff that you need to be thinking about, all of the things that you need to do outside of like just learn words. Think about how you learn words, right? What do you actually do? What does that process look like? And is there something there that you can apply to other areas of your life? Chances are, yes, there is. And it works both ways too. So you might be, let's say you're training to run like a 5K, right? And you're having to do this training plan and get used to all of that. And then you think, you know what? This one thing that I did with this training plan really helped me. I wonder if I can apply that to my language learning, right? And so we're always going back and forth and thinking, how can this skill that I've gained from language learning apply to my life, the rest of my life? And how can this other skill that I've just gained from my life apply to my language learning? And there's so much. It is such a wonderful tool to just get better at life, I guess is what it comes down to. Like, that's huge. That is huge. And again, we could ask the AI, we could say, can you help me, and it can help you, can you help me create a plan for learning this language? And it will give you one, and that can be good. But then you need to actually do the plan, right? So you need to figure out, okay, is this plan really good for me? Like, how much did the AI know about me when it created this plan? Does it know about my entire weekly schedule? Probably not. So you then need to still, as a human and as yourself, putting yourself at the center of your languages, step in and think, right, is this bit good? Yes, I'm going to take that from the AI plan. Is this bit going to work for me? I don't think so. So I can leave that bit. Take what works, leave what doesn't. And again, AI can be helpful, but it doesn't have to fully take over and leave you just not bothering to learn. And the final thing I want to mention is I think of language learning kind of like the gym for the brain, right? It is the brain gym. So, you might exercise. You go out, you walk, you run, you swim, you cycle, whatever. You do that stuff because you know that that is good physically and important physically for your body. But what are you doing for your mind, right? Having something that is good for your mind, that is good stimulation, that is learning, that is providing you with so much, as well as this, like, why would you not? Why would you not do that? Why would you just think, I won't bother? Next time I go on holiday, I'll just ask ChatGPT to translate the menu and I won't even try. Like, yeah, you can still do that stuff. You can still ask. I do this all the time. I'm constantly, especially if a place has a different script, I will hold up my Google Translate phone on the camera view to translate a menu. But it's more like, have I guessed that one right? So I can add in that step of like, oh, I think I know what that means first. Oh yeah, I think that's that dish. And then hold it up and, oh yeah, it is. So much more rewarding than just, yeah, what do you want for dinner? Right, there we go. So it is like the brain gym. And I've probably said this before, but the book Arabic Script Hacking by Judith Meyer and Teach Yourself, honestly, I would do that. I would do the sessions from that and it would feel like my brain was almost pulsing, like my brain had physically been to the gym. It was so surreal. And so you'll find those little things that sort of make you feel alive, essentially. It is good mental exercise. There's nothing wrong with that. And it would be a real shame to just lose that to deciding that, oh yeah, AI can learn a language. I don't need to bother. So you might be able to tell the way that I've kind of talked about AI in this video that it is not the end of the world. I do see it as like the next industrial revolution. It's such a huge shift in the way that we're going to do things, but that doesn't mean that we have to give up the things that we love or even not start to learn a language because we think there's no point doing it now. Like, yeah, you can totally start. It's easier than ever to learn a language now, partly because of AI. So we can use those tools in our language learning rather than just give up on language learning because the tools can do it for us, right? And like I said at the start, I'm going to be co-hosting a webinar with the hosts of AI Language Club, Kirsten and Josh, and we're going to be talking all about this. We're going to be digging into AI, language learning, some ideas on what you can do. You can sign up if you're watching in time at the link in the description, or if the time has passed, you can still sign up and learn more about AI Language Club itself. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I will hopefully see you at the webinar and have a great day. As always, like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend so we can all learn languages better.